Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
As long as we're talking about things that we don't understand, what is with the pulling into the convenience store with your music at a normal level and getting out of your car and going inside and cranking it up like to 10 while you're outside your car? I don't get that. I see it at convenience stores quite often. Kids will come in. It's a thing among the kids. It is. I've seen it repeatedly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo
There we
Show?"
go.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Well, the word on the street is Bo's quit.
Oh, no.
That's what they're saying this morning. He, I don't know. He's just not here. But I'm sure he'll come rolling in here in a little bit, you know, with the cat dragged in, the whole deal. You guys had a big day a couple of days ago, you know, and everybody's tired. But Bo will be here in just a little bit. And you look like you're well-rested, Bart.
We're getting there.
You're in comeback mode?
We're getting there.
All right.
We're fighting.
Well, good.
We're on our way back.
Well, we're glad everybody's here. Thursday, we got a football game coming up on Saturday, and we got a lot to talk about today. We had Bobby Petrino, or I almost said it. We had Razorback Football Live last night, and Bobby Petrino was there. What they're doing, they've got these old shirts, these old T-shirts from when it was Bobby Petrino Live, when he was the permanent head coach, and it says Bobby Petrino Live, Catfish Holes, got a little, picture of him on there, and he's signing them, last night, giving them away, and that's pretty cool. I didn't know they still had those T-shirts, but it is Razorback Football Live for now because we're on an interim basis.
Have you said it wrong on the actual show?
No,
yet?
I have not said it wrong on the actual show.
That's a professional broadcaster.
I have
right
not
there.
said it wrong on the actual show, but I did almost say it wrong just a few minutes ago. It feels, I don't know what it's like for you guys, but last week and the week before just really felt out of sorts. There was the Notre Dame game, and I think when we left when we left the stadium that day, we knew what was about to happen, and it happened. And then there's not a game. There's an open week. And then you play again. You go to Tennessee. You play better. You show improvement in some areas. There's some fire. But it just seemed, out of whack. To me, everything seems a little bit more normal this week, and it is nice. And Coach Petrino talked about this last night. Nice to be at home for a little while.
Oh, it's going to be great to be back home, and we need to go out and put on a show and give everyone a lot to cheer about, and everybody needs to cheer really loud when they have the ball.
There you go. Pretty simple right there. He sounds like a coach when he's saying that, want everybody to be involved. I don't know what kind of crowd we're going to have. I think it's going to be a good crowd. I would imagine that it will be at least 70,000. And, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's the first time they've been at home in a while, a couple of weeks anyway. The Notre Dame game's forgettable. First of 3 at home. I think we all looked at it and thought this is when you got a chance maybe to to make up a little ground, so to speak. So I think we're going to have a good crowd on Saturday.
Yeah,
I hope
think
so anyway.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather, the forecast is inaccurate. The current forecast is inaccurate.
Well, what I see, it's going to rain in the morning.
I hope that's the case.
I saw yesterday.
I hope that's
the
case.
I didn't watch Dan Scoff last night. But I saw yesterday that they're talking about rain in the morning. And then
that's fine.
It'll clear out in the afternoon. And given the fact that it's going to be a 2:30 kickoff, we may be okay.
That's
there
fine.
may be
yeah.
some wet conditions, but sounds like maybe I'm hoping anyway that the rain will be gone. I think this is going to be a game about the quarterbacks. And we may get into some other things as we go along, but I got the floor right here for a second. So I want to talk about the quarterbacks. I want to talk about Taylor Green and Marcel Reed. When you go to the game on Saturday, when you watch the game on Saturday, when it's over, I think you'll be talking about these two guys. One of these two guys is going to win the game, I think, for their team. For Arkansas to have a chance, Taylen Green's got to be not just good, not just great. He's got to be spectacular. He's going to be running for his life. Oftentimes, I would imagine, similar to what we saw in the Tennessee game. But to me, that's the story on Saturday. And we talked about this some last night. And this is what Petrino had to say about, we'll start first when it all breaks down and Green's having to run, and he's running for his life, and he's still got his eyes downfield, what's going to happen?
Well, we work a scramble drill, and what you kind of do is pick spots on the field. So let's say our quarterback starts moving to his right. You want to try to get somebody in the deep outside third of the field right there and look for a touchdown. So your first eye should go down deep, whether it's a guy running from the middle to a post to the sideline or a guy wheeling down the sideline. That's your first look. Then we're going to try to get a guy mirroring the quarterback around 15 yards down the field and try to be on the same level as the quarterback is. We need the sideline player to widen and sit right on the sideline at 6 yards. We didn't do that. What game was it where we threw an interception? I think it was Ole Miss, where they got a penalty, but we threw an interception on a scramble, looked like a touchdown. Well, Braylon didn't go to the sideline. If he would have went to the sideline and brought his player to the sideline, that opened up that mirror area. So we have to be in those spots. And then as soon as Taylen crosses the line of scrimmage or right when he's close to the line of scrimmage, he's going to pump the ball. I always say this, that they're defensive players for a reason. Sorry, Larry. And they're going to jump anyway and put their hands up anyway and not know if you're across the line of scrimmage or not across the line of scrimmage. So always pump it. And then our receivers need to transition to get a body on a body and be a blocker.
Man, I could listen to that all day. I mean, just, the way he goes through that. It's not quite like, the old TV show when he break it down with a telestrator, but, visually, you can kind of get the image as he's talking about all that. But he was, and by the way, if you just want to and I know some will say that, it's not good to step away from reality, but if you want to step away from reality for an hour and just go back to the old idyllic Razorback days of your youth when it was larger than life, I mean, you ought to go to the Catfish Hole for 1 hour on Wednesday night. It really is like it was when you were a kid, when they could do no wrong, when everyone was, everything was just perfect. And they were good and winning games and everybody was happy. I don't know that it was ever really like that, but we imagine it was like that. And there were some years when it was. And I know some will say, well, the cynics will say that, things like that are, they're not good. And maybe you wouldn't want to live like that every minute. I'll concede that. But it is fun for an hour. And I know that the median age there probably skews a little bit higher than you'd find at your average Razorback event. But that's all right. And I guess maybe as I get a little bit closer to that age bracket too, I enjoy it a little bit more. But I think it's a lot of fun. And I thought Petrino was great last night. And he is a more relaxed personality in those settings than he was the first time around. And I'll just be honest about that. And I thought, and I know that you see the crowd react to that when he's in that setting. Now, he also talked about Marcel Reed. Because when you talk about Taylen Green for Arkansas, their guy, pretty much the same thing. He can make something out of nothing. He can beat you with his legs, keeps his eyes downfield, throws the ball, cannon for an arm. Here's what the coach had to say about him.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that you want to do is try to not let him outside of the pocket and try to collapse the pocket and not give him the room to escape and not rush past the quarterback. I think that's a big key for us right now. If one of our four rushers rushes past the quarterback, that opens up the gap. So we've got to understand the depth of the quarterback and how to squeeze the pocket when we get to that depth. And then you have to plaster receivers, because when you do escape and get out and run lateral, you can't come off your man. You got to plaster your man and understand that it's the freed up linebacker or freed up safeties that have to get the tackle on the quarterback. I've got to stay with my man that I'm covering.
There you have it, right there. Bobby Petrino football coach. I mean, he just runs through it, makes it sound simple. I guess when you do it for a living, it is. Well, look what the cat dragged in. How's it going, man? Feeling good? Feeling better? Decided not to quit? Got to move Bart's.
I was good until I came in the building and Bart, his cutout is in my seat.
Yeah.
And I thought, what's better for the show than two Barts? So I almost went home for a second time.
Yeah.
I was in the parking lot
I know
when
you
Chuck
were.
pulled up.
I know you were.
I got out of my truck and realized I'd left my backpack at home. So I had a decision to make. Can I let a Hall of Famer do the first segment by himself and then I have my backpack for the rest of the day and be made fun of? Or do I come in and be without my backpack and everything that's in there?
You had to go get it.
And also, I needed to buy a pack of smokes. So now, I'm kidding. But when I came in, I just thought, wow, it doesn't take long to be replaced. I'm humbled and reminded that a cardboard cutout of Bart, that Bart has become such a star on the show.
Really has.
That two Barts,
not true.
like including a cardboard cutout. You talked about escaping reality for an
Factually
hour.
inaccurate.
I mean, maybe y'all should just have the rest of the show with Bart right here. The thing about this Bart, Chuck, is you can just look at him and talk to him.
I know.
You don't have
And
to
he
hear
doesn't
anything
talk
back.
back.
And I mean, I could tell just the comfort level you had with that.
I know there are opinions within that cardboard cutout. I know there are. I know it's the most opinionated cardboard cutout I've ever sat near.
You can look at that face and you know all that's going on in there.
I
in
know.
that head.
Oh, I know. That smile says it all.
It says a lot.
It says
if you know
a
Bart,
lot.
that just you take that like you could take Bart
I know.
on a road trip with you. Then you could be in the Hov lane, in a big city like Dallas where you got to have two people in the vehicle. Or
Oh, I
more.
know.
And you could have a conversation with Bart, and you would feel like you were being talked back to.
I know. No, you're
like
right.
you were actually having
That's
a conversation.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
If you know Bart, if you've spent any time with him.
By the way, I was sharing this with Bart. You may have heard. I was watching the videos of the golf extravaganza, and I've been to PGA.
Time out. Okay. No. Let's not. Let's not
sit
do
on your
that.
lap.
I was going to say.
Let's not do that.
Sitting on
Can I
Santa's
say
lap
something
of-
real quick about the cardboard cutout?
Yeah.
The way Chuck made it sound this morning was like Bo wasn't going to be here for a long time. So that's why the cardboard cutout
what we
made its way to the. It was like, Bo, yeah, you guys had a big
That's-
time 2 days ago.
That's what we do. Hey, Chuck, come with me for
he
something.
told me he's going to be late
Why don't you
today.
just- Why don't I play Bart for a
I
second?
don't like this.
Yeah.
I do not like this.
Yeah.
Well, just pick anything, and I'll tell you how it can all go to hell.
Well, Bart, what about the state of college football right now? I mean, when you
Well,
watch
we're
it, what
listening
do
to
you
the Big
think?
Ten. I don't know why anybody would listen to the Big Ten. When has the Big Ten made a good decision? They've been destroying college football for the better part of 3 decades. Now they're going to take on private equity and sell their soul for money. They're awful. They're the worst thing that's ever happened to college football. It's the Big Ten's fault.
What about SEC basketball referees, Bart?
Doug Schall should never officiate a game again. I mean, he doesn't know whether he wants his hair to be right or to get a call right. He doesn't know whether he wants to bench 285 in the morning or like maybe watch game film from the night before and figure out what he screwed up every game. I mean, like pick another one. Pick it, and then I realized
Brian
you
Kelly.
can't pick another one because
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly's the fakest guy I've ever seen in my life who can't coach his way out of a paper bag. In fact, he should wear a paper bag on his head. When I look at Brian Kelly, I'm disgusted.
Will the Notre Dame coach leave to go to Penn State?
Marcus Freeman loves Notre Dame. He's never going to leave Notre Dame. He loves Notre Dame almost as much as I do. Why would you want to go to a trash hole like State College? You can't even get there. Have you ever tried to get there? They bring you in on a covered wagon out of the mountains. You land somewhere else and they drive you in on a horse.
I've never been there.
The construction out front. I mean, are they ever going to get that done?
Can they just figure out what they want to get done first? Can they just finish one thing before they got to block other lanes and then every side street in Fayetteville? I mean, I know my way around this town, and you take a left here, and there's another roadblock. I mean, it's a good thing I'm never in a hurry.
And will the Cincinnati Bengals ever be committed to winning?
We just got to tread water. We can't have the leading turnover quarterback in the league. Can we just get a serviceable quarterback till Joe Burrow comes back? I can't watch this one more time. I thought Jake Browning was bad, and he is. They got an older version, a retirement home version of Browning. His name's Joe Flacco. They're trying to literally drive me insane, Chuck. The
They're
Bengals
close.
are
They're
trying
getting
to
there.
drive me insane.
They're getting there.
I can't with this. I can't.
No more.
How was that?
That's good. It was really good. The
yelling.
enthusiasm and the yelling was
the hands gripping the cutout was really good
Yeah.
on the social.
But mainly it was the
Bart's
yelling.
choking himself out
Yeah.
while he's talking.
Yeah,
Those
that's what it sounds
pictures-
like sometimes
Those
when he gets
pictures,
going.
I didn't do a great job, but I did a good enough job of those pictures of Bart and the moments of emotion where the putt came up short.
Oh, yeah.
Or he hit a bad shot.
That one where
And
it
he
just
was
kind of broke left. It just broke left at the end, and you could feel his pain.
And he was just he was just bent over and just agony.
I did notice, though. I was going to say, we've all been to a PGA event or two, and you look out on the fairway, and the guy hitting the ball is one of like 10 people out there. There's camera guys, there's swing coaches, and then there's the guy actually playing. That's kind of like what it was with you guys. Yeah, like 10 people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was incredible out there. But, you had 7 golfers, I guess, which
Yeah,
would
we
have
had
driven me
3-man
insane.
scrambles going.
And you had camera crews and the whole deal. And there were a lot of golfers. I'm just saying. That's a lot of waiting. I'm just going to be honest with you.
But a lot of people looking for Bart's ball. He had that going for him.
Okay.
And, Clay's wife, Heather, was making sandwiches, bringing him drinks, got him what he needed, when he needed it, and that was almost enough.
Now, you are her gambling guru? Is that what I
Yeah.
hear? Oh, no, all right.
Everybody's.
I understand.
Everybody. When you give picks like Bart does, and
I know.
becomes a celebrity on
I
the
know.
show, and then you can see him in person, everyone
know.
wants us to take a break.
I know.
I don't
He's
want you to.
screaming.
I'm just
He's
advising
demanding.
due to the
He's
clock.
demanding.
You've told me to do so.
And then you get in a public setting, like Chuck, you and I have been doing this for a long time, and maybe somebody will come up and say hi because we've been around for a long time. Like, oh, that's Chuck. He's on the radio. With Bart, it's like it's not. Oh, there's Bart. He's on the radio. They want information.
There's Bart. Let's
There's
go talk.
Bart. Let's get some stuff.
They
We're gonna
make a
have
beeline.
some, and then they immediately go home and fill out their picks for the whole. I'm telling you, they would ask for the next 3 weeks if he would have let them.
Go back and look at the video and analyze the head nods when Bart's speaking, much like a preacher.
I gotta
You know,
post this.
I mean, guys, those people, they're just nodding. And it's like everything Bart says is gospel.
Didn't I post that on my story?
Yeah, you did.
We need to post a couple of these videos.
I mean, look at the head nods.
the Chuck and Bo
It's
Show
really
Instagram
incredible.
story. People need to be able to go and watch this. All right, it's 6:20. I'm still here. I never left. But hey,
He didn't quit.
hey, if you forget your backpack, go get it. Be late. Save the rest of your day. If you need an emergency contact, just write the Chuck and Bo Show. We'll be your emergency contact.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool and a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Can we just admit that a lot of these national college football media guys just have no earthly idea what they're talking about? All this stuff that you hear, it doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Less now than ever before, I think. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to this show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Just pay attention to Bart. That's all you got to do.
You really did convince these guys that I wasn't going to be here. Edward didn't even load the computer up over here.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Okay.
This went too far.
Well, I
Now
guess
we're not
so.
prepared.
I was too convincing.
Well, our preparation had to come from somewhere else in terms of where the audio originates. And
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that
Edward was,
replaced the typical, when you get out of rhythm.
see,
some
when you're
things
not
go
here,
by the wayside.
Edward suddenly has to do his work and mine because I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so Edward, it's, oh my God, Bo's not going to be here. I got to do everything for Chuck. I got to hold his hand.
that's not my
I got to
thought.
play everything.
I want to talk to the person listening.
Whatever you need, Chuck.
I want to talk to the person listening for a second. Do you, listener, Bob, Fred, Jim, Steve, Tom, do you feign not knowing things or intentionally not learn things in your line of work so that then other people will do it?
That's not true.
Chuck loves to play
That is
dumb.
not true.
And he loves to play even dumber.
That's-
And he's fine with a certain role because he will allow you to fill that role. He will allow you to bring value into your own
What
life
are we
that
doing
he
here?
could steal for himself.
What are we doing here?
By being able to just do something as simple as,
Is this like our
turn the
morning
key.
meeting on the air?
And so therefore, as a human, you feel like you're bringing something to the table.
Is this your
But I'm-
passive aggressive way
I'm
of
just
like
here
dressing
to tell
me
you.
down?
No, I just want to. I know there's people listening who do the same thing, but I just want to tell you. Here's what I know about Chuck. At any point, he can let you know that he actually knows how to do that, and then your value's gone. You just think I need you, Bart. But when I'm done with you, I'll do that myself. And you'll realize you've just been carrying things around for me for a while. I mean, it is brilliant. I got to give it to you.
Come on
It is
now.
a brilliant tactic. It's so good.
This is not right.
It really is.
This is not
I
right.
jokingly said to Chuck while leaving the parking lot at 5:41 this morning, I said, "Hey, just tell him I overslept. Don't even." He said, "Oh, he must have overslept. Oh, he'll be in." And he did, and they believed it. And there was no text from Bart. You know, there'd be a 911 text if it was 5:55 and I wasn't here.
Chuck said something, so I knew there was something going on, and so I didn't bother with it today.
By the way, I saw something I haven't seen before. Honestly, I've lived here for 27 years. I don't know if maybe I've seen it once. A full-blown train went through Sycamore down there, right down here on the railroad tracks.
Man, I see that like once a week.
And I had to wait for whatever reason. I mean, I'll wait on like the 4-car, passenger train that takes you to Van Buren. Have you done that? You want to do that on Saturday while it's raining instead of going to go
It's
to the
been
game?
many years ago, but I have done that.
What's it like? Is it pleasant?
Well, it's okay. I mean, it was a family outing, so you
nothing
you have
says-
to act like you're having fun.
Yeah,
you know the deal.
This is the stage
know
of
the
life
deal.
Edward's in.
You have to act like you're having.
This is the stage of life Edward's in, where you load the family up in the train. Maybe you go load up in Springdale, and you go to Van Buren. Oh, look at the leaves. Oh, look at the. I mean, I don't know what you see.
I haven't heard of this before. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
you
try
should
that.
It's
think
like
of
an
it.
excursion.
Let's go on
It's
a
like
train ride.
Yeah, that's
Well,
exactly what it is.
I don't know
You're
if we're
going on a
quite
train
there
ride.
yet.
You're going on a train ride.
Chuck probably did it. I don't know if you remember. Did you have like a airplane bottle of Tito's in your pocket?
Well,
Man, I had a great time.
We had a little pregame.
I went to Missouri to one of those stores.
Yeah,
those, I don't know, they're kind of chewy. One of those
are
things.
the best ones.
That was like a beautiful sight.
Yeah, but
wow, look at that.
in terms of things a guy on a Saturday doesn't, you don't really want to go, but you have to go.
Yeah.
That probably is better than average. I mean, some things you don't want to go to, and there's a reason why you don't want to go to. It's not going to be any fun at all. This is tolerable. It's tolerable.
Silver Dollar City. Let's get on your
All
list.
right,
You want to go to
there we
Silver
go.
Dollar City?
Edward's
No.
backing me up on
Yeah.
this one.
No
Edward
Silver
knows what,
Dollar
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna spend
No.
you're gonna spend the day with a family at Silver Dollar City, or you're gonna ride the train to Van Buren and back.
the problem-
I'm going to Van Buren.
Yeah, I agree.
The
You know?
train
That's a good point.
situation sounds nice, but the stage that we're in with our son is he's
I
just going to be
understand.
walking up
No,
the
no, no,
aisle.
I
He's going to
understand.
want to eat snacks. It's
I-
not going to.
I
I'm not
get
going to
it.
even look out.
Might
for
have
it.
been been a little early for Bennett in life to go to Silver Dollar City.
Yes, much
Benson.
too early.
Why?
Does Benson enjoy train rides?
How's Benson? How's Benson with train rides? Well, how's Benton? How's Benton with the train rides? Edward went home to his wife last night. She's like, how was work? And Edward goes, well, Bo forgot the name of our firstborn son.
But he's invested in us, honey.
I
Really.
mean, he cares about. Trust me, I told you when you go to work for
my
Bo, you're getting a
God.
person that cares about you. I'm a little shook on this at the moment. I don't know what to think. He's only met him like 7 times, and he can't remember his name. And he's just one. I mean, if you're gonna remember somebody's name, it's got to be the kid,
It's
right?
gonna be worse than Chuck.
And then they called you Heather. I don't know what to do.
Well, everyone was tired. Everyone was, you forget names when you're tired.
Yeah. By the way, Edward apparently has
I
brought
come bearing
Bart a
gifts
gift this
for
morning.
Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my father-in-law, he keeps up with the show. He was invested in Breaking Bart, and he is a fellow golfer. He was bragging to me about his most recent rounds. And he also
We gotta get this
had,
together.
these golf balls he wanted to gift Bart. I don't have a
What are
camera, but it's Garver. It's a surveying company that he works for.
Why do you not have a camera?
Corporate
on?
golf
Garver branded golf balls.
All right.
Oh, hold on. Let's do it all
We got
again
the
so I
corporate
can
logo.
video it. And
Yeah, so
okay, so your father-in-law did what?
Yeah, let's recreate it. Come on, guys. Let's
Here we go.
recreate
So
it.
my father-in-law is invested in the show and keeps up with Breaking Bart. And
By the way, you look like Wilson in Home Improvement in this video. Your face just
Good.
peeking out over the computer
Good.
screen.
It leaves the mind to wander.
Indeed, it does.
Does it ever?
And so he wanted to gift Bart in celebration of his push. Six golf balls here with the Garver logo, the company he works for.
Okay.
He's I guess a big deal over there.
Hey, if he had had those at Big Creek, it would have been some really good advertisement.
I know
Because
May-
people would be
maybe-
finding
maybe
those and
next
they'd be
Friday.
like, anybody hitting a Garver?
Yeah, maybe next Friday. So they don't do marketing. They don't.
Well,
do any
it
of
sounds like
that,
they've got
but,
some going on right
but
here.
this
Like
is
to me,
this
that
is
was in the marketing
This
budget.
is
Bart's a
free
gravy
plug.
train. Are you kidding me?
If you need any commercial surveying,
Yeah.
I don't even. know
So
what
have
to
you've
say about
asked them if they
surveying, but-
do marketing and they said no because you were going to sell them the Chuck and Bo show? You're like, hey, we got
Yes.
like 1 million
Yes.
people listening a month. I mean,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's not that
yeah,
expensive.
Some
You
new
just,
golf balls
you know.
for
Thank
Bart.
you for-
I have no
for a place
idea
like-
if these
Thank
are
you.
good golf balls.
Garver.
These are actually, yes, these are good.
Four-piece urethane construction Tour X Max Fly golf
Okay.
balls.
Wow.
I mean, you can't get.
That's going to
better
add
than that.
another 15 yards to his already titanic drives.
The best part when looking for Bart's ball, like all 20 of us that were looking for his ball, is people would be like, hitting a nitro? and Bart would be so disgusted.
He would like stick his nose
yeah,
up in the
yeah.
air. Are
he'd
you
just,
kidding
just
me?
like shake his head. I do. We got to hit a break. I do think that that the lost ball, and I was
That was the
talking.
turning point.
I was talking to
That was
Ben
the turning
Oliver, who him and another guy videoed the whole experience. I was talking to him yesterday, and he goes, "Man, we got some really good stuff." But he said, "You could just tell." And this is a guy that's got the camera on him all day after that shot. You could just tell that just did him in.
Shoulder
Like
slumped.
he was just fighting that the rest of the. He let somebody beat him twice. He let hole 7 beat him the rest of the round.
Ole Miss has beaten him 3
Yeah,
times.
Ole Miss
now.
just beat him the rest of the round.
What was that 15? Was it hole 15? I think.
Yeah. Well, the lost ball, the first one on. I think it was.
You had 2?
Were we on the back? Yeah.
No, it was 15.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
the hole with the donuts in the cup.
I don't remember if that was 15. You can go back and look at the
15,
scorecard, but
yeah. It was one of those. It ended up being a triple bogey.
That was the
I
hole.
did not
Yeah.
hit it. I did not hit a
it was
good
12.
drive.
It was 12.
I did not hit a good drive, and
Then you had to walk back.
and so it was short as it was.
drove.
Off the
Oh, I'm
tee.
sorry. You had to drive back.
He drove in. It was a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit 3-wood. He hit it pretty good.
I mean, you had to drive
And that's
back.
how far I had to drive back.
I mean, you had to drive back 140 yards.
6:34 in the morning. Yeah, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge. Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there.
Just
Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
by the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're
Hey, Bart.
coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
Morning, Bart.
welcome in.
Edward.
Hope I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Was anybody asking about Bart at the Catfish Hole last night?
Well, yes. Actually, they did. That and blueberry cake donuts. Yeah, those were the two hot topics.
Boy, that is really something.
I know.
That whole and I'm not gonna lie, I ate an entire blueberry cake donut yesterday.
I did too. On the heels of eating an entire
Brandon
kolache.
Long,
Yeah.
Weichert Realtors. What a great guy!
He is a
honestly,
great guy.
I'm not saying that because he brought us
Although
breakfast.
that does help.
But
Let's
man,
be
that
honest.
shoots you right up to 5-star status when you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have to like you, and you do that 5-star.
Oh.
But you like this guy. You know, Brandon's a great friend, great dude, great person in the community, big Razorback fan, brought us breakfast. And I got to tell you, listen, there's very few, for all the crap that we give Bart, and deservedly so.
Well, because it's fun.
It is fun, and nobody wears it better. He doesn't steer you wrong most of the time when it comes to food. By the way, Edward's the same way. I had a comment yesterday that somebody said to me, Edward's really come into his own. I said, well, what do you mean?
Nobody said that.
They did.
Who?
They did. It was a friend.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you can feel the confidence.
It was Andrew
you know.
DePippa from Walk-Ons.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Andrew
right
said
there.
Edward's really, 'cause-
And he's a careful analyzer
listen,
of the show.
Andrew is, he gets up even if he doesn't he's going to Silver Dollar City today,
Yeah.
by the way.
Does he have a child?
He,
Tell him it's not too late to change his mind.
he's got a couple.
How old are
They're
they?
taking they're 12 and
Well, they're not infants.
10 maybe.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Have a
They
good time, Andrew.
They can walk on their own.
Got two
Hopefully you
daughters.
didn't go 10 years ago.
They're both smarter than any of us in the room. I mean,
believe
brilliant
that.
kids. And I mean, really.
I met his
And-
daughter the
yeah,
other night.
Italy.
at,
Italy was at the.
I met Italy.
She
at
was
the
at
coaches
the
thing.
coaches thing at
Yeah.
Farrell's. Well, anyhow, Andrew said, Edward's really come into his own. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, like I've been listening to the show the whole time, and it just seems like lately he's just gotten the confidence to speak.
Well, when you throw out one line
I'm kidding.
and
He
it
didn't
goes
say it
over
like that.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can feel the confidence
he said,
grow.
He said he's just kind of like joined right in, and now
Yeah.
because I was telling him how Bart had taken over the show, and we were maybe having to rename the show. Like we've heard from Bart's agent, his attorney, his dad, and they were all like,
his dad. At his
Pullman.
parents' call.
"Hell, money and
Jim?
stuff."
Yeah.
And Jim Pullman called me, and he said you talked to you about Bart. And we like Bart's. He's on another level. I mean, it's any day Bart's going to
Well,
be in there.
it's
So let's
taken
talk about a
off.
long-term
It's taken
contract.
off.
But I need
Yeah.
a bunch of outs.
Yeah.
And but Edward,
Lot
is-
of incentives.
I was
Lots of
talking about
incentives.
Bart being a personality, and he said Edward's the same thing. Edward's started talking, and he's funny. He said Edward was funny.
Wow, that's the
That's
ultimate.
the ultimate
That's the ultimate
compliment.
radio compliment right there, Edward. You were funny.
Entertaining.
That's great.
There is going to be a day. There will come a day where Bart and Edward do the show. And I think
Might
that's
be next
rapidly
week. Who
approaching.
knows?
Could be Monday, could be a Friday. I don't know. Whenever Chuck and I want a long weekend.
That's right.
The thing is we won't be doing anything together.
We've been
Well,
Yeah, we're only friends on the air.
We have a working relationship.
It was funny. It was so funny that all three of us drove separately to Mountain Home.
Now, I had a good reason. I had to
Nobody
come late.
wanted
I had
to
to come
ride
late.
with
Now, you
anybody.
two guys followed each other over.
Bart didn't want any part of ride with me.
It was
He probably
funny.
didn't want to listen to me on the phone for 2+ hours.
It was funny.
That's probably
Bo
accurate.
says, Bart, you want to ride with me? And Bart goes, well, I got all that equipment and everything.
I did have a car full
I
of
got all this
equipment
stuff.
and I got a
golf
truck.
clubs
And
and
then he told me, he's like, on the way back, can you
I
take
got
the
my-
speakers back
I
with
got
you?
my
They won't
suitcase.
fit in my vehicle. And then,
Well, I mean,
and then I saw Bart, he immediately went to his car and put his slides on.
Oh, that's
Like,
what
took
you do.
his socks
That's
off.
what every golfer does. It's part of the
I'm
look.
just saying, I looked at him and he was done. He was cooked, as the kids would say. And I thought, this would have been way better for you if you'd ridden home with me. You're driving all the way home, staring into the sun. So you know what I did? Like a responsible adult, I followed Bart all the way to Harrison. Stayed right behind him. And then we got to Harrison, and he stopped at a red light, and I didn't. And, and you know, we kept
Where you went, you lost him.
But he caught up because, you know, here's the thing about that drive, and here's just a little safety tip for you. No matter how far ahead you think you're getting of traffic, there will be a point where it stops again, and all of those people that you just passed 15 minutes ago are now right behind you.
Yep.
And it's a great reminder that don't take any risk passing. Take zero risk because you might save at the end of the day 90 seconds on the two. I mean,
so
really,
true.
it is
That's
true.
so true on
But
that
you
drive.
get so tired of driving 44 and a 55
Oh, my gosh.
behind a truck
semi,
or whatever,
yeah.
or, you know, somebody that, you know, it's
Or
their
a
one
slowpoke.
time to get in their vehicle this month. And you're just, you know, maybe saying things you shouldn't be saying about this person to yourself. And then when you
You've
pass
given them
them
a whole life story at that point.
when you pass them, you're like, oh, dang it, that's my mom.
She looks just
She-
like my
that's
mom.
my
Look
mom.
when my mom was
That's
driving.
you know, just gripping the steering.
I
Like it's
know.
like they're
I
going
know.
through a marathon to
I
drive 3 miles to the store.
I will say this. You'd make the drive over to Mountain Home. Building a 4-lane highway from Jonesboro to Fayetteville will suddenly become the most important issue to you. Because, I mean, that is that is a
100%.
treacherous road. Whatever they need, I'm all for it.
Raise the tax, whatever,
right.
whatever you got to do.
Build that road.
Let's get that road going.
Isn't that how it works? Like, what's important to you?
That's right.
That's how it goes. What's
That's right.
important
Build
to
that
me?
toll road. Build a toll road. Let's get it done.
It's 6:47. It's Thursday. We got a big game. It's going to rain on Saturday. We're going to have to talk about this. We'll do it next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I know this is an audio medium, and I shouldn't just shake my head, but words fail me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yingling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com. Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You got to match Chuck Barrett's intensity. I mean, when the guy's in the booth, he's a different kind of cat.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
What's the weather this weekend, Bart? In Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room, here's Bart Pullman. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, guys. It's looking a little bit all over the place, the forecast is right now. It certainly looks like there's going to be rain on Saturday. But there's a lot of conversation about when the rain and the thunderstorms are actually going to be here. Are they going to be in the morning? Are they going to be in the middle of the game? Are they going to be in the evening?
If there's a lightning delay, if there's multiple lightning delays, I might quit football.
No, lightning delays.
I might quit football this year. That might put me over the edge. That might say like a couple of games that you lose with turnovers, and that might be enough.
You know, if I could just throw this out here, I'm looking at the weather bug right now. Hourly forecast. Forecast.
That's the app, the weather bug?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Weather bug.
Weather bug.
When did you switch to that?
That's old school.
I've always had that. I have multiple weather.
I mean, when we first started the show, you were all, over me for
I go through
the
phases.
Weather Channel. You're like, AccuWeather.
Well, no, I mean, the Weather
AccuWeather.
Channel, the Weather Channel app is not good. Weather bug.
No, Chuck is correct. It's
See?
very poor.
Yeah, but
when you have
sometimes it tells
affirmation
me,
from Bart, that's all you need.
I understand, but sometimes the Weather Channel tells me what I actually want to hear.
But and that's really what weather
It's
forecasting's all
ad-riddled,
about.
and you constantly have to X out of pop-up ads in the app.
Yes,
It's terrible.
They're just trying to make a living, Bart.
Yes.
They're just trying to make a living like us.
At any rate,
There
the
could be a
weather
tornado
bug
coming
app.
at you, and you got to pop up. Sorry.
Go to Home Depot, get all your supplies.
There's a 45% chance of rain, according to the Weather Bug app,
Okay.
at kickoff time. And at the end of the game, there's still a 45% chance of rain, some sunshine. So it could go either way.
So what do you think? Does this help or hurt Arkansas if it rains?
It could go either way.
Yeah.
I mean, it really could.
Don't think it's going to have a impact one way or the
Well,
other.
it helps who can hang on to the ball.
Yeah, that was what I was going to
Well,
say.
maybe that's all they needed. Maybe they needed some rain.
They did. He did say last night.
Turn
I'm
up
sure
the
we have
focus.
it
Yeah.
on tape.
Yeah, well,
That where he talks about how they've had some wet football drills at the request of Taylor Green.
Did you have catfish last night?
Actually, boys, I'm trying to watch my figure, so I had grilled catfish at the end of the show last night. Lemon pepper.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, is there a better dry rub
It was
than lemon
good.
pepper?
It was good.
The answer's no. It's almost 7 o'clock. Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Man, there's nothing like a perfect steak. So tender, juicy, and packed with flavor. And now, thanks to Plainview Beef, it's clean with no hidden chemicals. Plainview Beef feeds their cattle with wheatgrass sprouts, and their beef is loaded with nutrients your body needs. I'm telling you, you gotta try it. PlainviewBeef.com. Order direct to your house. Check out their menu, which includes 6 8-ounce fillets for just $99. Again, it's PlainviewBeef.com. Use the promo code Chuck and Bo and get a free 12-pack of beef sticks. PlainviewBeef.com.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and
I
Bo.
told you yesterday, he's like Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead, a Rice graduate like myself.
You went to school with a guy who created Beavis and Butthead?
He was about 2 years older than me, Bo.
King of the Hill, too.
Mike Judge has no connection whatsoever to Rice University.
You guys are horrible.
No.
If the guy wants to go through life thinking he went to college with the creator of Beavis and Butthead, what's the harm?
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
That was one of the probably more embarrassing days of the show. I mean, we're about, sort of being uplifting and positive, sort of. And now it's just one of those days where you're like, dang, Bart, got to go just crush a guy's dream.
bury his soul
Like,
here on the air.
I mean, seriously. You think you dunked one time in your life. You believe that.
You said it so many times, it's become reality.
And listen, nobody has ever dunked one time. Nobody in the history of the planet. But we let you believe that. Like I'm saying, if you can dunk, you don't just do it once. Unless
right.
you blew your Achilles
That's
out
right.
in the act.
Well, I dunked once.
Yes. But we let you believe that. And there's people running around all over this world that believe they did something or they experienced something in life. And I think Chuck's got a great point. Let them, as Mel
helps
Robbins
them get
says.
through the day.
Let them.
Yeah.
Just let them. Just let them believe that. I don't know if Brent's been the same since.
Well,
I mean, imagine thinking that you went to the same school as the director, the creator of Beavis and Butthead.
That's been his ice-breaking line for decades now.
I don't know that that's
I
true.
think that's probably part of his repertoire.
And then
And you just
some jerk looks it up and says, "No, you didn't."
I have a funny story relating to this, and this is
Well,
why I played
please
it
tell
today.
it.
Last night, King of the Hill was on in our home,
Yeah.
just kind of in the background.
Are you bringing Benson up, right?
Absolutely.
Educational TV.
Well, this was after he was down, but he's watched King of the Hill. It's one of our favorite shows.
Bennett, by the way.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Young Benton.
He's going to have three different personalities.
I
Here's what Benton does.
Bentley.
There's
Gonna know
what
what his
Benson
name
does. Now, Bennett, this is what you do.
That's right.
That's how Edward's going to parent.
Anyway, so we're watching it, and unprompted, Hannah, my wife, goes, "Hey, remember when that guy was talking about Mike Judge on your show and how he went to school with him? That was really funny."
It was, but then thinking back on it, quite demoralizing.
No, we love you, Brent.
And completely
it was good. It was
unnecessary.
funny.
He got some bad information. That's
right.
all
That's
that
right.
happened.
I think that's understood.
Was he got bad information and he ran with it. And it was completely innocent.
Happens every day.
It does.
Happens every day.
It
all over
does.
But I mean, I hear people, you get asked questions all the time about these fake stories. But people are asking, what do you think of that? And you're like, well, it's not true. It's not a real story. Well, what do you think of this? John Gruden, is he really coming?
I try to be nice, though. Bart has a different approach. Well, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, how could you even begin to believe that might be true?
Yeah.
And, that's...
It's true. It is true. 877-377-6963. I got two topics for you today. When's the last time you forgot something at home and had to go back and get it? Yesterday? Do you forget? I usually realize I left my phone.
I forget things all the time.
By the first turn in the neighborhood.
Yes, and I do that a lot more often than I would care to admit. I mean, I do that a lot, honestly.
But
well,
my
Chuck,
backpack,
you don't want to talk to anybody, so you leave your phone on purpose.
No, what I
in case
mean
it
is I'll get down the block, whether it's the phone, whether it's whatever, something that I need, and I will have walked out of the house without it.
I carry way too
But
many
you're right.
things in my vehicle because of the fear of leaving something at home.
Yeah.
It's like I'll have an extra pair of
Like a
sneakers
backpack.
in there.
Yeah.
There's 15 hats in my truck.
man can never have enough hats. That's
it's before the show.
That's a
mostly,
mood thing too,
But it's
you always got to have a backup hat, at least one.
I had to go back and get that. And then Chuck made a great story about how
Edward believed it.
Yeah. Chuck's like, well, I'm talking to his attorney. He's going to keep me updated. We'll know when he's available.
I told him if it's after 8 o'clock, don't even bother. That's a bad look, straggling in after 8. But if you make it before then.
For optics, just maybe sit the rest of the show out.
That's right.
Greyhawk, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 7:07. What's happening?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
We're great.
Well, doing great.
We're well rested and we're great.
Well, fantastic. Well, so anyhow, I just got a little story to sit and tell y'all.
Okay.
So I had to go get shots in my eyes, so I've been missing y'all's show. But I'm driving home yesterday, and I'm listening to the Morning Rush, and you'd never believe who they're talking about.
Bart.
Well,
Well,
Bart.
so was everybody else. I mean, get in line.
Yeah. So anyhow, I predicted Bart would hit an 86, and he hit a 90.
You lost money, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I lost
and you've
money.
called
I
to
lost
complain.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
when you start
kind
getting
of,
into
kind of.
people's
Yeah. But
pocketbook.
anyhow, I felt like the Razorbacks this year, where we had 3 different games where we fumbled and could have won. Thanks, Bart. But anyhow.
Yeah, that's a
so
big
I went
thing
through
now
the
with
pie.
gamblers that lose threatening athletes. I mean, that's becoming more of a thing. You're gonna have to live with some of that. Bart.
Lord.
That's why I don't pick
he's
the
got
Razorbacks in the lot.
I didn't think of this till just
Bart
now.
was
Shame
Bart
on
was
me.
my hero.
Shame on me. I didn't think of this until just now, Greyhawk. I got a question for Bart. Did you throw the round? Did you throw the match?
No, absolutely
Did you
not.
get money?
Were you shaving strokes?
Did you do that on purpose?
How dare you
Did
question?
somebody pay you to shoot 90?
Yeah.
No.
Can you really just shoot the number you want to shoot?
Apparently, yes.
He missed that putt.
Yeah.
Well,
He found the golf ball.
No, I made a heck of a putt on 18 to hit the number.
That's what I mean. That's what you almost messed it up.
On
You almost
command.
went over.
On command.
But to finish the story, there was Ty and Tommy sitting there talking yesterday, and Ty believes that he can beat Bart at hardscrabble.
He's just trying to hop on the gravy train. He's trying to hop on the breaking Bart gravy
we
train.
don't allow that. We don't
bandwagon.
Yeah.
Bandwagon.
Trying to get
So,
involved.
so
That's
I
right.
want to know when
Not
the
allowed.
competition's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not,
First of all, it's not going to happen.
Again, Arkansas, A-State.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah.
Bart's Arkansas, Ty's A-State, and he wants to play.
Yeah.
And he wants to do it at hardscrabble.
He wants to do it at a course that
Yeah.
he plays all the
Come
time
on
that
over
I've
to-
never seen.
Come on over to Jonesboro and play us some football.
Yeah, that's
You know,
exactly
basically
what that is. That's exactly what
That's
that
what's
is.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we say no.
Yeah.
We just say no.
Team Bart.
I'm a little hurt right now, Bart.
I'm going to tell
I'm
you.
sorry.
You got
I'm
to
sorry.
take that challenge on.
Nah.
I mean,
You got to take him on.
I'm not interested.
No.
well,
I'm not interested.
are you scared?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I am with Bart on this one. There, Bart, you know, when your number hits, and it's obviously hit for you right now, there are going to be all kinds of stragglers, people that try to latch on, people that try to just become part of the gravy train you're creating.
Yeah.
And that's what's afoot right here, and we can't have it.
No.
Everybody
Absolutely not.
wants to be
That's
attached
right.
to a rocket.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody wants
The
to join
living
the rocket.
legend, Bart.
Yep. Bart's listen. Bart's like his reputation is skyrocketing right now. His career is skyrocketing,
don't
and
know
everybody
about
wants
that.
to get on the rocket.
Yes, it is.
Everybody
Yes,
wants to
they
get on the rocket.
They want to get on the ride with him.
Yep. Thank you, Greyhawk. I mean, Ty's going to have to earn. Thank you for the call. He's going to have to earn that.
Yeah, you earn a spot on the course with Bart. You don't just like say,
You know,
hey,
just-
I'd like to play with Bart. Well, who wouldn't?
You know, like what Ty needs to do if he wants to get in this conversation is he needs to go out and show that he can generate the kind of following that you did. He needs to get the TV cameras. He needs to. I mean, wait till you see this video.
I mean, the whole town came.
I
out.
mean, this is
it was unbelievable.
There was local media. At
Mountain
There was a
Home
parade.
Live
There was a parade.
was asking if somebody could drive a cart so they could stream it live. So they didn't have to stop streaming in between holes so they could drive
He
the
got
cart.
a key to the city.
Yeah,
I mean, they
he did.
gave him a key to the city
He
on
did.
the way
Well,
out of town.
wait, that's you're ahead of the announcement. Like you
I'm
broke news
sorry.
there.
I'm
But that's
sorry.
coming. That's coming. There are plans to give Bart a key to the city of Mount Home. Wow. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. It really is.
What does it unlock?
A lot. Well,
untold riches, Bart.
Oh my gosh. It's just taking on a whole life of its own. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank. Bart, where will you store your riches? At First Security
Bank.
First Security Bank helping
100%.
our Kansas bank better every day.
Only in Arkansas.
How do you bank better, Bart? Well, it's friendly, local banking with more convenient locations. That's how you do it. FSbank.com, First Security Bank, member FDIC. Everybody wants to get on the rocket.
All you got to do is shoot 90.
Hey, the best part of the whole weekend was when just the whole experience was Chuck was figuring out where on the course he could participate by being there for a couple of holes and escape through the hatch. Like, where's the
Hey, what hole can I get
if
back
I
to the
get out-
clubhouse easy?
So let's say I watch
to my
3
car.
holes. Is there one where I can peel off and drive through the neighborhood and get back here and get back to town? So then we're loading up the golf carts and. We're just getting, and Chuck walks up. He's putting all his stuff in his car.
I could tell what was about to happen. There was gonna be a long delay.
He goes, hey, I'm gonna head back. And gone.
Well, I can tell that I'm thinking, well, he's gonna tee off maybe by 10.
Yeah.
Maybe by
It
10.
ended up being almost 11.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is too long. It's just too much of a wait.
I'm sending updates, and Chuck's like, through 2. I'm in my recliner.
Yeah. I mean, I was back here before you got through 7.
Yeah, it was that was a veteran decision on your part.
I mean,
They're all crazy.
And I don't mean that in a critical way. We got issues in this room. I'm going to be truthful about that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
Coach, we'll get you out of here with this. Can you describe Muscle Beach?
Well, there's a lot of talent out here. There's a couple 5 stars. And, one of my favorite activities is evaluating talent.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, we were talking yesterday about Brandon Long, Weichert Realtors, the
yeah.
Griffin Company, bringing us breakfast. We love that.
Oh,
Anytime
man.
he wants to do it, that'd be great. But, one of the things that has been apparent to me, and I know it is to you now, and anyone that's really done business with him, I mean, that term servant leadership, that gets tossed around a lot, and sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. I'm going to tell you, these guys serve you. When you partner with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, they go to work for you. Now, if you're looking for a home, they're going to help you find one. In fact, they're going to help you find one, and then they're going to help you get in it, and chances are they're going to help you save some money as well. And it may be time to sell your house, or you may wonder if it's time to sell your house. They can answer those questions too. And when it's all said and done, whether you're buying or selling, the one thing I can guarantee you is you're going to feel good about the transaction at the end of the day. I've never talked to anyone who didn't. Certainly it's been my experience. It's been Bo's experience. It's going to be others' experience too, and I think it'll work that way for you. They're in Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. You can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
One of the experiences that I've had with them is they get back to you really quickly.
That's important.
That's
too.
a tough deal. Like when you've got decisions to make and you're trying to have your expert, whoever it is, whatever the line of work is, and it just takes them a while to get back to you. Nobody likes waiting on that. It's very quick. And I appreciate that. Bobby Petrino, by the way, we heard Ed Orgeron coming back talking about Muscle Beach. Mm-hmm. And I wonder where he's going to be next year.
He's going to be coaching I wonder if he's going to be head coach or if he's going to be someone's D coordinator. I think he's going to be a coordinator somewhere.
What if Petrino got the job and Ed Orgeron was his defensive coordinator?
Let's rock.
I mean, how excited? Would this state be excited? Would you be amped for that?
That would be fun.
Ed Orgeron?
That would be fun.
I mean, even your recruiting coordinator, D-line coach, or defensive coordinator, or both.
I mean, just, if you can hire him to be part of your defensive staff, whatever role he wants to fill.
Can you imagine Petrino and Ed Orgeron just walking into a room together? Side by side.
Not really, but I think it made for great television.
Oh, it'd be great. I would be down there begging to do a documentary.
The thing about Orgeron is he really does know football. I mean, he's almost become a caricature of himself, and you think that like every minute of every day he's talking about the talent on Muscle Beach. But I mean, and that's maybe when he's not talking football, but I mean, he knows the game. He's the real deal.
Ed Orgeron, float trip, Elk River. The Mulberry.
Sounds like a time.
Can you see that? Visualize that. Next spring. The Chuck and Bo float trip with Ed Orgeron. Coach O.
We're gonna
Float the Mulberry with Coach O.
I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, who's not? Who wouldn't be in? Rod's on I-40. Rod, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Doing okay, Rod. How are you?
Oh, just finer than frogs here. Just
that's pretty
easing
fun.
down the highway. That's
well,
pretty
good.
fine, I tell you. Now, I didn't go to school with anybody like John Gruden because he's older than dirt. But I did go to school with a guy named Robert Houston from Noon on 5.
I remember Robert. I sure do.
I know him.
Famous friends.
I know him really well. Too well.
Okay. No, Robert's a good man.
He is a good man. He's scout teacher and all kinds of stuff. Here I am, just a worthless old nasty trucker. I would love to see Eddie O back on the hill. I love that guy. I could listen talk all day long.
Well, now, do you love him because you can hear him talk, or you like hearing him talk, or because you think he can help him win some games?
Yeah, no, I think we could probably win a game or two with him. I mean, this guy is impressive. And,
What are you impressed by?
Yeah, the way he talks.
That's so funny.
No,
it's so true. It's actually true.
If a rock could talk, it would sound like Eddie O. I swear to God it would.
Yeah.
But But I'm hoping that Texas A&M is coming in here hot and suffers the Fayetteville jinx. You know, we have a way of messing up really good teams here like Tennessee and stuff like that, and occasionally LSU. Almost got Bama once up here. And they just come in here like they forget how to play. I don't know what it is, the atmosphere or something. Maybe it's the noise. But you think TNA?
I'm struggling. Thanks for the call, Rod. Have a safe day out there. Appreciate you, man. 7:24, by the way. I've been looking for ways that Arkansas could win this game. And generally, like, you find, you know, something that the other team's not doing well. Well, I think A&M's really, really good. And defensively, I was listening to Matt Jones' podcast at Whole Hog Sports. And defensively, he cited a stat that in 37 defensive possessions in conference play, they've given up a total of 36 points.
I believe that.
Less points than they've been on. And, you know, in football, you get 3 to 7 points when you score. That's pretty impressive. So then he cited this stat. Opponents are 2 for 34 on third down against A&M.
Because it's generally third and long. I mean, they live in your backfield. Statistically, you look at the sacks, the tackles for loss, they blow your plays up, and they're good at it. I think Taylor's going to have to be spectacular. I mean, again, it's not fair to say, hey, Taylor, you got to go win the game for us, man. But I don't know how else you win the game without him just being off the charts good. And I think he can be, but I think that's how it has to happen.
He's got to have the demeanor Bart had when he was trying to break 90. He's got to, you just hang in there. I was just thinking to myself.
Now, Bart did not break 90, just for the record.
That's true.
It was a push.
It was a push.
But now Fayetteville Country Club's going to be a piece of cake.
I don't know about that. But,
yeah, I don't either.
But we're going to give it our best.
I'm for you, Bart.
Keep saying that.
Yeah, do you really believe that people are for you or against you? Like, generally speaking.
I think it's half and half.
I am for you.
Well, who do you think's actually against you? Believing you can do it is one thing, but not believing you can do it doesn't mean that they're against you. Like actively excited if you're not getting it done. Because I think of all the people in sports media in Arkansas, you've got the highest Q rating. You're the most likable guy.
I don't know about
that. I think people generally like you. Chuck?
Well, I hope so.
I like you.
I hope so. I don't know that.
Look, Bart,
true,
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I did not think you would break 90 the other day. You actually did better than I thought you would. I thought the pressure would just, just envelop you.
Hey.
So, but I was always for you. I was always for you. And I will be for you the next time.
That's fine. If you don't,
and I like your
think
chances. I like your chances. You're better than I thought you were. You're better than I thought you were. All right.
I'm gonna tell you on 2, Bart. I thought you were toast. I sent this voice memo to Tommy Kraft so he could play it on the Morning Rush.
Oh.
Bart really struggling on 2. He stuffed 2 3-woods after getting off the tee box safely. This could be a big number.
I really thought that was it. When you duff 2 3-woods on 2, I thought, oh, he's gonna make triple on a par 5.
See, a normal golfer, that's when they start drinking. You duff a couple on number 2. So,
he had already started.
Round shot.
I would like to say that I did make quite an impressive bogey after
you did, Sandy.
Doing that. Yeah.
Up and down to save bogey.
And then you made 4 straight pars after that.
Yeah, it kind of got you going.
And I was going, and then we lost contain with the driver, and that.
What happened there? What happened with the driver?
Well, I think from
forget this A&M.
I know you've analyzed it and analyzed it
well,
again.
I've seen some video like that Bo sent in the text, and I got a little my balance got a little out of whack, and I was too far away from the ball at address.
Breaking down the video.
I got a little too far away from the ball, which is what happens when I start getting a little tired. And just wasn't getting through it. So we're going to make those corrections. And,
you ever think about moving closer to the ball?
Well, I didn't know it at the time.
I
Chuck.
got you.
I didn't know
I
it at
got
the
you.
time.
I got you.
Didn't realize it at the time. Only once I saw
Well,
the video.
see,
after.
you should have actually said to the camera guy, "Can I go back and watch that last swing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I do that, then I'm really cooked.
Yeah.
I don't need to see myself doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I went back when I was jogging a lot. I saw myself running one time. Like they had a finish line at the half marathon in Little Rock or whatever. This is like 15 years ago. And then, I saw that video and I said, that is not what I had in my head. I mean, I look like a McDonald's wind-up toy coming across the finish line.
You had Chariots of Fire playing
Yeah,
between
in my
your
mind,
ears,
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I had headphones
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I feel like I'm just gliding.
The crowd was
like
cheering.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, doesn't he look good running. Boy, once I saw that, I was like, I don't ever need to do this publicly again.
Yeah. Let's not video it next time.
Seth and Rogers texted in. I heard Big Keith put Bart on his 16-leg parlay, and he's not happy with
And you pushed.
That
You
is
15 and 1, Bart let me down.
That is so good.
Where's Big
Technically, the
Keith?
push would count. Technically, the push wouldn't ruin your parlay.
Where's Big Keith broke on the street? Where is he?
His phone got cut off. He got cut off.
probably
I mean, he lost everything.
You got to get a burner.
Hey, we got fall going on. Rain season's coming. If you're gutters, if you feel like you need perhaps a look there, some help, maybe just a whole new operation, Hog Trough Gutters is who we recommend. Part of it's because you're working with a local company. Part of it's because they've been around for 30 years and they're fully licensed contractors. They're fully insured, and every job comes with a written 20-year warranty. Not going to have to pay up front. They're not going to ask you for money up front like a lot of the fly-by-nighters do. And, they're going to do the work on site, whether it's seamless guttering, whether it's French drains. They do all kinds of decorative work, and it's all done right the first time. So visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because we
that's
don't
all
want
I wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
if your performance is like it is blocking, if your performance is in our secondary is like it in your real life, they're going to call you in the office, shut you down, look you in the eye, and tell you two simple words. Hit the road, you're fired.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Boy, the Hogs need a win, and Eddie needs a win.
We all need one. We
Everybody
lift
needs a
everyone's
win.
spirits.
Everybody needs a win. Cameron's in Fayetteville. Cameron, thanks for holding. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey guys, first time caller.
Good to hear from you.
I've drank my Bobby P Kool-Aid, I guess you could say. And last time he was head coach, I was in high school, and it was a magical time to be an Arkansas Razorback fan. I remember waking up one morning, getting ready for college game day, and I was like, you know, if these like 2 or 3 teams lose on the West Coast, Arkansas, LSU, and Alabama is going to be 1, 2, and 3 next week, and it actually happened. So that was crazy. But my question to you guys this morning is, so, you know, I think Bobby is going to be the last man standing due to money and due to other jobs opening up. But do you guys think that the big donors of Arkansas will get behind Bobby Petrino? Because, I mean, he's already proven that he can coach. He's already proven that he can sustain the program. And now we're supposed to have all this money next year. So I don't see what the issue is in hiring Bobby over all these other candidates, because I think he's better hired. What do you guys think?
Well, I think there's certainly people that feel that way. I'm going to answer your question with this question. Like, it'll come down to that question. Can he raise the money and get the support he needs? I think that solidifies him as a candidate, along with winning a few games. Can they win games? Look, if they can only win 1 or 2 games the rest of the way, then maybe he's not as big of a candidate as he appears to be out of the gate here. But I asked the same question. Who are you going to get that's more qualified or better or could do a better job? Everything's a guessing game when you bring someone in here. Almost every part of it. Almost anybody you could get, it's a massive guess on whether this is going to work. He's shown he can do that, and I do think he has a fair amount of booster support.
Oh, I think there's a fair amount out there. In fact, I know there is. All the factors Cameron mentioned, all that's going to be part of, the package that he presents, for lack of a better way to put it. I mean, the fact that, guys, there wouldn't be a Fred Smith Center if we had won all those ball games while Bobby Petrino was head football coach. They raised $1 million to rip up that grass and put turf down in a matter of weeks. He knows where the money is, and he knows how to get it. Now, does it coalesce around him? I don't know. Now, if I do know if they win 3 or 4 ball games, yes. And all the people that say, yeah, I don't know, will be saying, I knew it all along. That's how it works. And they'll open their wallets, and they'll write checks, and life will be good. But, the flip side to that is if there's not a certain number of wins moving forward, there are going to be those who don't want him. They may not know who they want, or they may want somebody that's not feasible, but they just won't want him. But I wouldn't bet against the guy. I'm just telling you, I have no idea what's going to happen. I wouldn't bet against him.
I wouldn't either. I mean, who are other legitimate candidates? Let's just go back here for a second.
Well, to me, and let me just say this before we start saying names, whoever gives you the best chance to win and all that's required to win. I'm not just talking about play calling and, who do you like hearing talk the most and who runs the best practice and all that. I'm talking about who do you think can help Arkansas win the most football games? That's the guy you should hire.
And who gives you a better chance
and money's
in
part
the
of it.
conversation?
Money's part of it.
That's a huge part of it.
All the things that go into winning. Who gives you the best chance?
And the money comes from belief in the leadership of the program.
Well, it's got to come first in the belief in the person. Because look at this. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
John Calipari's a prime example. The people that are largely funding the Arkansas basketball program, or at least funded John Calipari's hire, they believed in him. They knew what he could do. And I think that Petrino does have a sizable number of people in our state who believe in him. and some of them happen to have a lot of money.
That's the key. I mean, when you fire a coach, why are you firing a coach? Well, you could say, well, he didn't win enough games. Well, I would argue that that's sort of true, but it's more than that. It's who do you believe, who do your fans believe, who do the people giving money, the most money, believe in to lead the program. And they're not going to give, and this is a problem that we've had, people are asking, where's my money going? You know, when you build the Fred Smith Center, you know it's going for that.
But when you believe in the person, you don't ask. It's going to that person. I don't know how many people say, well, you know, I want to break down on where all this basketball money's going. Nobody says that because they're good. It's when they're not good. I need a breakdown. I need a spreadsheet. Who's paying for what? That's what you say when you're not winning.
Bart, who are some other candidates? You've got a list over there. I mean, who do you legitimately think can come in and do all this? And by the way, you've already thrown out there, right? We think Florida, Auburn's going to be open. They're not open yet.
They could be open as soon as this weekend.
Why would Florida move on from Billy Napier this weekend? Because they've got a bye next week.
Yeah, if they lose to Mississippi State.
But what if they beat the crap out of Mississippi State?
I think he might live to fight another day.
He does have 9 lives, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's got 9
people have
lives.
been talking about firing him since
He's been on 8.5 for 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Billy Napier's the coach at Florida next year.
By the way,
it's just turned too toxic.
By the way, like that's every coach that we talk about at Florida.
Yeah, who is? Well, I mean, that's. I mean, you're a losing streak, which in fans' minds is 2 games. If you're on a losing streak now, you're on the hot seat. I mean, James Franklin, 15 days removed from being ahead of Oregon in overtime, ranked number 2 in the country, gets fired. I mean, it's everybody's on shaky ground.
So bear with me here for just a second. Since Urban Meyer quit on Florida, we'll call it that. Since he quit on Florida, this is what they've done. Under Will Muschamp, 7-5, 11-2, 4-8, 7-5. Under Jim McElwain, 10-4, 9-4, 4-7 when he was relieved of his duties. Dan Mullen, 10-3, 11-2, 8-4, 6-7. Billy Napier, 6-7, 5-7, 8-5.
Wow, all of those coaches
and then
started
3
off
and 3 this
winning,
year.
and it got worse. It's like they picked up the recruiting classes that the last coach had left behind off a bad season. They won for a couple of years, and then they lost.
You can't hire at a school like the University of Florida. You can't hire a Johnny Lunchbucket coach to come in and run your program. I mean, you've got to be larger than life. You've got to be a star. You can't just bring in an average guy.
Yeah.
You know, all those names that Bart ripped off there, good football men. And I'm sure very fine coaches. But running a program like that is a little bit different. And they've just not been able, generally speaking, to find the right guy.
Let's go to Clarksville, home of the voice of the Razorbacks, Chuck Barrett, and we find Alex. Alex, good morning.
How are you guys?
Doing great. Thank you.
Well, I just kind of want to weigh in on the Petrino thing. We do all this coaching search and all that, and it just seems like the best candidate is going to be here, is him. If anybody watched that on Saturday, the difference, the way the team operated from a standpoint of the fine details to the effort to everything, it's pretty clear that Petrino would be the best candidate. And in my opinion, he's not a great recruiter, but he is a great evaluator of talent. And if we hit the portal with a little money and Petrino, I would think that would be a good place to start.
You know, I think you're right about that. The question that I have, and this is the thing that I think we have to consider, is there's still a lot of season left. What if they play 4 more games, just like they played at Tennessee, great effort, fire, all that stuff, but they lose by a field goal? They lose them all. Where are we then?
Well, I know where I am. Do you think the culture, do you think the team would be different? Would the difference be they could get over the hump if Petrino had them for an off season?
I understand.
And all of camp.
And those are the questions. Those are some of the questions you have to
implement.
ask and answer.
So, I mean, the remarkable difference in the look of the team in the handful of practices that he had going into Tennessee, I agree with Alex. Now let's see let's see how it continues and what they do. But you're looking, and Hunter said this, right? I'm not necessarily judging him just on wins. I'm judging him on what other things are we seeing.
Well, sure.
And through one game, did we see that? Did we see some of those other things that Alex just mentioned? I think so. We got to hit a break. We got calls. We'll take them all when we come back. Hey, don't forget, if you're out and about watching the game somewhere this weekend, Walk-Ons is a great place to watch any game. NFL, all the games, college games, over 60 televisions at every Walk-Ons location. The food's amazing. I mean, you can dig in on cheese logs or go as healthy as a mango tuna salad. The ahi mango tuna is great. But they got everything in between. Great burgers. And while you're there, ask about Flight by Yuengling. They have it on draft. Flight is 95 calories. It tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and it's daggum refreshing, isn't it, Bart?
Especially on the golf course.
Daggum right.
Dadgum.
Brewed from America's oldest brewery, Flight by Yuengling. Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've known you for 25 years. I've never seen you hug anybody.
Well, I am a hugger, but just not in this room. Just not here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
John in Hamburg, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Fire away. John? Did John set the phone down?
I think John did. Or we've got a delay issue here.
Oh.
Hey, John.
I just want to hear what John's got going on there.
I was going to say.
All right, John.
He's out in the shop.
Holy moly. Brian in Greenwood. Brian, go ahead.
All right, so I was thinking about the coaching search, and I don't know if I'm thinking like a coach or just a normal guy looking for a job. But you want to go to a place that you have a chance to win, but you also want to make sure that you have stability in your career. And you look at the Auburn and Florida, both of those expectations are so high that if you haven't won a natty in your first 3 years, you're going to be on the hot seat. So I think Arkansas might look a little bit more relevant because if you could get us into the playoffs, we're probably going to sign you to a 10-year extension, and life and your income is going to look pretty good. Now, with that being said, we want a guy that might have SEC experience. What are the odds of a coach out there that's averaged 10 wins a year for the last 10 years and James Franklin possibly being a fit for the University of Arkansas compared to the Auburn job or the Florida job where you're on the hot seat in 2 or 3 years?
Well, I did see some odds that had him as Arkansas leading plus 200 for James Franklin to be the coach here. I don't see it happening.
I would be very surprised.
The experience that he has at Vanderbilt does make it somewhat intriguing, but James Franklin might be a little too big for Arkansas in his own mind. Tracy and Crossett.
Yeah, I'm with the search. What did y'all talked about Ed Orgeron? What kind of excitement would he bring to Arkansas
As a coordinator or head coach?
As a coordinator.
Yeah, I think he'd bring a lot of excitement. Even as a recruiting coordinator and a D-line coach, I think that'd be a massive hire for not just here, for a lot of places.
But I
really like Orgeron. I do.
I mean, the energy. Thank you, Tracy. The energy. That
I
he
like
would bring.
Orgeron too. As good a talk show guest as we'll ever have, and a good football man. But guys, we got to look beyond who we like on TV.
We're
and
talking
who's
about
a good soundbite
coordinator, though, or
I understand
line coach.
all that. I understand
Not a head
all
coach.
that. But even with your assistant coaches, I mean, when people start talking about, I like this guy, he sounds good, he's fun. Yeah, that's all well and good. That'll last for a little while, but it doesn't give you staying power.
I agree with you, but also in Orgeron's case, he's had a reputation over the years of being
I'm speaking generally.
Okay.
I'm speaking generally.
Yeah, I got you. He's been a good D-line coach, good recruiting coach. Does he still have the fire?
I think he does.
Or would he rather be evaluating talent
He's
than
good at
Muscle
both.
Beach and South Beach?
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicher Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicher Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Chris in Fayetteville. You're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I put the old Keurig on, hit 10 ounces strong because I got to have the strong
That's
button.
true.
And because if you're drinking coffee, man, you need to actually
Go all the
drink
way.
coffee.
Go all the way.
Like, when you could see through the coffee, like if you were to put coffee in one of those glass
That's
mugs
just brown
and you
water.
could see through it,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
That's horrible.
I mean, if you could see through a clear coffee mug, through your coffee, you might be a bad person.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Do you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Man, all you got to do is say who's getting fired. And everyone just goes nuts. I mean, why would you fire that guy? Well, why would we hire him? Everybody's
Who's going to be the next coach?
Who's getting fired this weekend?
Is there a more popular thing in college football than a coaching search?
No. Speculation, the whole deal. And now we start earlier than ever.
Here's a guy tied in to college football, has been for a long time. We love having him on. Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, joining us here on the Chuck and Bo Show. Connor, good morning. Thanks for hopping on with us.
Good morning. Good to be with you guys.
Hey, Connor, who's getting fired?
This week.
I mean, literally yesterday I had a column on SaturdayDownSouth.com, shameless plug, about whether or not this is the last game of Hugh Freeze at Auburn and the last game of Billy Napier at Florida, because I feel like if either coach loses, I think we will know very clearly that Sunday they will get that ultimatum and they will be out of a job. I do think that is reality for two coaches that have just had really rough first halves, albeit for different reasons. And I think that's kind of what it feels like is next. Maybe you could point to Wisconsin and say Luke Fickell is dead man walking with the schedule that they have remaining, but there's also been talk that they're going to keep him around just so that they don't have an interim coach and having to deal with that schedule. But, yeah, it's just a question of who every single weekend at this point, and I think we all need to brace for that.
What would be interesting from an Arkansas perspective is if Auburn does fire Hugh Freeze on Sunday, and then immediately it's Arkansas game week for Auburn. And now you've got an interim in Bobby Petrino facing whoever the interim would be at Auburn, and you don't really know what you're getting in Auburn that week. I think if you're an Arkansas fan, maybe you'd prefer that Auburn hold off on firing Hugh Freeze another week, so at least you know what you're getting going into this game. What is it with just where we are? Because last year it seemed like we calmed down on the firings. And I thought, the revenue sharing and people needing money and, an athletic department's more money now. That hasn't slowed down this year in terms of firing. What is it? Why is it so volatile?
I hated that take last year because I thought it lacked context. I thought it was connecting dots that weren't necessarily there, because it was the first time in basically the TV rights boom era, the playoff era, in which there wasn't an 8-figure buyout paid. And if you kind of look at that and you say, oh, well, you know what, teams need all this money now to fund rosters, and that's probably just what it was. It's like, well, no, there were still dozens of coaches that had 8-figure buyouts, but look at the ones that were on the hot seat, specifically the ones in the SEC. They all had winning seasons. All these coaches that came into the season on the hot seat had like multi-win improvements, including the one in your neck of the woods, Sam Pittman. So it wasn't as if all of a sudden we just said, oh, well, we can't pay these big buyouts anymore. What did we think? These coaches were just going to have jobs in perpetuity? That's not the way this has worked. This is big-time college football. The only thing more expensive than winning is losing. I mean, it is so expensive to have these empty stadiums and to be in this spot. Think about all these different programs that have made firings this year, right? And Arkansas being one of them. The optics of a home loss, a bad, embarrassing home loss, and having an athletic director and big-time decision makers see a stadium that's just at a loss and just feels like, man, we just ruined an opportunity in which we have millions of dollars coming through our doors, and it all walks out and it's disappointing. People are gonna forget about that when it comes to the James Franklin firing. People have already forgotten about that with the Dan Mullen firing 4 years ago at Florida, which is a bit ridiculous. But that's what's setting this foundation for chaos. We're always going to have a chaotic cycle because of how quiet last cycle was, and we're just setting up now for even more chaos. And I feel like we're just getting started.
Hey, Connor, I want to circle back to something you mentioned there regarding Luke Fickell. With all these mid-season firings and early season firings, you've got interim coaches out there who are facing the same brutal schedule that the guy that just got fired was going to have to face. And an interim head coaching tag with some of these schedules out there, it's really not all it's cracked up to be because you don't have a fighting chance in some cases. Do you think some schools factor? I mean, is it better to pull the trigger now, or do we just ride this out until the end of the year?
I think it depends on which situation you're looking at. I don't know if there is a definitive answer to it. But, like I've had some Arkansas fans say, well, it's unfair to judge Bobby Petrino, based on what he inherited from Sam Pittman. And I do think that if there is a rule to look at with interim coaches and how they are evaluated, close losses do not get interim coaches a full-time head coaching job. Congratulations, you played a competitive game. Good. That's fine. That's good for that locker room. But it doesn't determine what the next 5 to 10 years of a program is going to look like just because, you hung tight with Tennessee. Congratulations. The other coach did that too. So to me, if you're trying to figure out, well, which of these interim coaches actually have a chance to be able to shed that tag and become full-time head coaches, look at the ones that get monumental wins. It is really, really hard to do. It's supposed to be hard. And yeah, you're graded on a curve. You're graded in a different sort of way. You also have an opportunity to do that people that are sitting there that are doing Zoom interviews and whatnot, they don't have that opportunity. Go out and defy expectations because, well, honestly, that's what you're going to be asked to do when you show up anyways if you are able to get the full-time job. So I think there's two different ways of looking at it, but I don't necessarily know that a team is able to tell those players in the locker room that their season is still alive regardless of what it looks like from an interim standpoint, or, if they tell a coach, hey, finish out the season, but you're fired.
Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South with us on Chuck and Bo. It's 8:09 here on a Thursday. Connor Petrino, I feel like, has quite a bit of support in the state for getting the full-time job. Now, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. Some people in our state don't like to hear what people outside of the state think. I do. I people like you that are tied in across college football, I think you can bring a different perspective. So sitting from your seat and looking at Arkansas' situation, you get to make the call or you get to make a suggestion, and you got to make it today. Would you lean more towards Petrino or something else?
Something else.
And what would that be?
The guy that, and I've brought this up on multiple shows in your great state of Arkansas before, so this isn't the first time I'm saying this, but Alex Golesh is the guy that I've had in mind for this position. And that goes back to last year, even when USF was just a 7-win program, but they were 4-29 in the 3 years before he was hired. He has totally rebuilt them. They might be a college football playoff team this year, having already won in the swamp this season. And for those who don't know the backstory of Alex Golesh, but this is a guy that came from the Heupel tree, but he came from all over the place. I mean, literally came from Moscow, grew up in the USSR, and moved to Brooklyn and fell in love with college football, and had a dad that was a truck driver at Little Caesars, and then worked his way up in the college football world, going to Ohio State. His wife is from the state of Arkansas. She goes back to Arkansas once a month, and it does work consulting for nursing homes. I mean, this is someone that has ties to the state, understands the South, understands the SEC as well, which is an important part of this job. And I just think he's a phenomenal coach. So he would be the guy that I would be really, really interested in if I were Hunter Yurachek.
That's some perspective right there. And when you start digging in on candidates, we all just stay on the surface, so often. And it's like, okay, well, there's more to that, which I appreciate. So thanks for that. This game on Saturday, Arkansas opened at a 7.5-point underdog. I mean, I'm having a hard time finding a real weakness with A&M. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, that's the issue, is that A&M is not a perfect team. And I think you would talk to A&M fans who would say, we haven't really put a full game together. But I think you could argue right now they have the most ways to beat you of any SEC team. Now, they did just lose Le'Veon Moss, unfortunately, to a multi-week injury. But then all they have to do is turn to Reuben Owens, who's a former 5-star, who might end up being the better back in that backfield. Marcel Reed's playing at a high level. Colin Klein is more than capable of dialing up a ground game attack that can frustrate an Arkansas defense that, let's be honest, has had a lot of issues defending the run. So I think that's kind of the challenge. And then you could close your eyes and picture Cassius Howell chasing down Taylon Green and forcing him into some of those really tough decisions where I don't know if there's a guy in college football that has to peel off of plays quicker than Taylon Green does. Now, he's gotten really good at it, but you still see the turnover plays like we saw in the Tennessee game. And I think the challenge for Arkansas is knowing that you're going to have to get some defensive stops to win this game. Now, maybe you can hope for this A&M team that's had a couple of those injuries on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe that surfaces in a game like this. And maybe Casey Concepcion isn't fully right or something like that. But I do think this is a really, really difficult type of team to have to go up against because they're comfortable playing in close games, and they feel like they can play multiple cards to be able to beat you.
Where does James Franklin
I was going to ask.
End up?
Yeah, what's the story on him? He's the flavor of the month now.
You know, everybody's talking about how, and part of the reason why, like, not to get too like into the weeds with this buyout and this contract because everybody's discussing the $50 million. But basically, if Penn State is banking on him having to essentially do what Brett Bielema in Arkansas were doing, where you have to make a good faith effort to get a job either in coaching or in media. And James Franklin at age, I think he's 53, he still wants to coach. And I think that ego is still very much there. If I were James Franklin, I would take a job at ESPN. I mean, he could show up to that job in his underwear and he'd get a job as a network analyst or something like that, and basically do what Dan Mullen did after he was fired at Florida and do that gig for a few years and then kind of reset, figure out the landscape of the sport, and then take that next opportunity. He'd be great rebuilding a job. Would he be great at a premier job that had title aspirations? No. Like, that's why Penn State just was willing to fork over $50 million to get rid of him, albeit with the offset money. I think he's going to take a job in coaching. Maybe it's the Virginia Tech job. That could make sense for him because he's a rebuilder. He's not a championship-level coach. He went into Vanderbilt and rebuilt the program that is the toughest to rebuild. He had a big say in rebuilding Penn State, which Bill O'Brien deserves a lot of credit for the rebuilding job he did in those 2 years before Franklin. But that's what he's wired to do. So I think he needs to go to a place that would be in that sort of realm and not so much, hey, are you going to win us a national championship?
Can Ole Miss beat Georgia?
I don't think so. Lane Kiffin lifetime is 3-14 against AP top 25 teams on the road. He's 1-9 doing that at Ole Miss, and his only win was 2023 at Tulane, who was playing with a backup quarterback. So his lone win against an AP top 25 team on the road was against a group of 5 team that had a backup quarterback, and they kind of had to fight tooth and nail to pull away from that one late. So I don't think he's going into Sanford Stadium and winning that game against a Georgia team that's only lost one game in the 2020s at home, which we know because it was a few weeks ago against Alabama. I don't think that this Ole Miss team has necessarily passed the eye test for everyone. Now, Trinidad Chambliss is one of the best stories in college football. This defense with Pete Golding is better than people realize. But Georgia has been comfortable digging itself out of double-digit deficits 3 or 4 times in SEC play. They've had to do that. I don't know that they fall behind that much in this game at home, but I think they're more than comfortable of kind of rallying back and making those adjustments just as they did in that very fortunate game for them against Auburn. So I do think that Georgia is able to find a way to be able to handle Ole Miss its first loss.
How about Vandy being a favorite over LSU?
Guys, here's a crazy thought. I picked LSU to win a national championship this year, and I'm not only picking Vandy to cover that spread, I'm picking Vandy to win by a touchdown. Like, I don't think it's that crazy at all because they've been the better team. And I know people just kind of wrote them off after the Alabama thing and said, see, Diego Pavia, he just talks and he can't back it up. No. Vandy's still a good enough team. They're still really efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Look at the plays that Tim Beck is going to try and dial up against that Blake Baker defense. And everybody's kind of wondering, like, what's Garrett Nussmeier going to look like? Because he's just always going to be playing through stuff. I mean, he's still playing through an ankle injury now, which looked like it was really hampering him against South Carolina. So I don't really have a whole lot of faith in this LSU offense and a Vanderbilt defense that did actually things to Ty Simpson that kind of frustrated him, and he was taking some deep sacks in that one. So I think Vanderbilt wins that game, and I think it's a reminder of, wow, this LSU team, it is not exactly what we thought it was coming out of that Clemson game week 1.
Great look at things from Connor O'Gara, SaturdayDownSouth.com. You can read them there and hear them all over the World Wide Web, etc. Connor, thanks so much. Appreciate your time, as always. Great stuff.
Thank you, Connor.
Gentlemen, appreciate it.
Boy, just get the information, man. I mean, there's a lot of
It
good
was
stuff
good.
right
Yeah,
there.
that was
I'll tell you
good.
what else is good is Plainview Beef. PlainviewBeef.com. Go on there and order your steaks today. Nutrient-packed steaks, Chuck. Better protein, better creatine. It's the way they take care of the cattle to deliver meat that is really intentional in its delivery. And the beef sticks, I just had one a minute ago. I went out to the truck to do it because I only have 2 left, and I didn't want Edward to feel bad. But now I'm telling him about it. Not a
Come
great
on,
move.
man.
But you can order 6 8-ounce fillets.
You got to keep that to yourself.
For $99. And I'm telling you, it's as good a beef, tasting beef, tender, juicy, easy to cut. I mean, it's so good. And if you use Chuck and Bo in the promo code, when you go to check out, promo code Chuck and Bo, you get 12 of those beef sticks for free along with your order. This is a great gift for the holidays, a great gift for yourself, or if you just want to eat great steak and you want a better price, that's what's incredible about it too. It's inexpensive comparatively speaking. PlainviewBeef.com. Use the Chuck and Bo code and get 12 free beef sticks when you order at PlainviewBeef.com. It's 8:18. Good morning. Chris in Fayetteville. You're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
when's the last time you wrote someone a handwritten note?
It's been a while, I have to admit. I mean, I've sent a lot of what I consider
Birthday
to be
cards.
meaningful texts, but I have.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Connor was good. I like Connor. Good information.
I
gets
like him too.
gets right to the point.
Tells you what he thinks. He's obviously he's skilled, and he does homework, and he gives opinions, and we love all
I
that.
think he's right about James Franklin. If I was James Franklin, I would work for ESPN for a year. And, he's still going to get a lot of money from Penn State because they're not paying him at ESPN what he made at Penn State. He's still going to get a lot of that money.
John's in Hamburg. John, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Hey, guys. Woke up this morning on Perfect Thursday and felt really, really good about this weekend. I turned on the show and Bo's late. You can't be late on Perfect Thursday.
That's true. But I was not. Just for the record, we made an executive decision in the parking lot at 5:41 that I needed to go back and get my backpack that I had left at home, which also is not Perfect Thursday, that you leave your stuff at home.
Listen, here's a couple points I want to make, and I've heard this a few times. The last two football coaches we've hired, one of them's been a high school coach, and the other one's an long-time offensive line coach, okay? And so when you start talking about names like James Franklin, Ed Orgeron, whoever, John Gruden, Dan Mullen, you can't throw your nose up at it. And I hear it every day, and I'm just like, guys, we're in a bad spot today. And I'm the first. I'm as big a Bobby Petrino fan as you could possibly be. When we let him go in 2012, I wanted to pay the limo driver. I wanted to make it go away. You just had that feeling that what was going to happen after that is we were gonna go where we are today. So here's my concern for Bobby. He's got a quarterback that literally I do not think that we would be in a lot of these football games the last 2 years without him. But he's also got a quarterback that turns the football over, and sometimes it's at the wrong time. And when you look at this schedule, it seems like every game we play is a 50-50 game at best if he plays well. And the question is, can he win 2 or 3 football games? If we're going to win 2 or 3 football games, which I feel like is a necessity for Coach Petrino to get this job, can Taylor Green not turn the football over? And I'm scared to death for Bobby because I'm not sure. I think Taylor Green at Georgia, he might win a national championship. But the margin of error is so thin for him on this football team. He's just kind of turnover prone. And I don't know if that is good.
Well, they got to keep him off him.
Yeah,
they got to keep him off of him. You go back to the last game. 2 of those turnovers, two of Arkansas's 3 turnovers, both of Taylor's, were when he was being chased down, when he was running for his life. He could have tucked the ball in his left hand when he was getting over there on the sidelines. You could certainly make that case. Now, the second one was an incomplete pass, in my opinion. But, there have been some turnovers, and that's been an issue. It's been a real issue. But I think a lot of that has to do, generally speaking, with you got to keep them off the quarterback, and they've not been able to do that.
Also, we're asking anybody, fans, coaches, whatever, the team, they're asking a lot of Taylor Green, and that's got to affect you a little bit.
Well,
I felt like it played an impact in the Notre Dame game.
No question.
I mean, it sort of feels like it is all on him. And part of what to watch moving down the stretch here is, do the guys around him get better?
Well, it seems like it's been all on him because it has been all on him. Now, part of it is, it's a quarterback-centric offense. It goes through the quarterback, and that part's not going to change. And Coach Petrino asks a lot of his quarterbacks, and Taylor is asked to do some things that, not every quarterback's asked to go out and win the game, dominate the game. But that's just kind of where they are. But I really think if he wasn't running for his life so much, those turnovers would go down.
Not to get in the weeds here, but it's going to be interesting to see how Petrino manages this game. You know, when you get in 3rd and 9, are you really trying to take shots down the field, or do you run the ball and get 4 or 5 yards and not give up, you know, the big sack or the big, you know, rush off the edge, because they're going to get to you.
I wonder about short crossing routes. I wonder about utilizing the tight end. Yes, you'd love to be able to throw downfield, but there's some luxury in that. You got to block it up if you're going to throw downfield.
If you don't, that's where these things happen.
And so my thought is that short passing game is going to be important.
Kevin in Lake Hamilton, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey, I just got 3 names from, well, not necessarily from left field, probably more from the lake that's behind the hog pen. And I may be the only guy that's ever going to mention these 3. But just thinking outside the box a little bit. Number 1, Chris Kleiman from Kansas State. Number 2, Greg Bowl from Wyoming. And 3, P.J. Fleck.
Boy, I don't know how you get P.J. Fleck.
And I say this, again, thinking outside the box, I may be the only person that ever mentions them.
I think they're all good football coaches. They're all good football coaches. Can you see them coaching in the SEC? I mean, they're all good coaches.
Yes, I can. But then,
can you? All right.
But then, for me, it's more the they've always done less or done more with less. What can they do with more when they have more with more?
Well, what makes you think the coming to Arkansas is that?
The fact that you will have more money and more resources behind you.
Yeah, but
even if they don't put very
competing,
many, it's still more than Kansas State's ever going to get.
Yeah, but Kansas State's got a much more manageable schedule. If I'm Colin Klein, I want that job over the Arkansas job.
I think any of those guys, I'm just going to be brutally honest, any of those guys will be meeting again in 5 years.
Just a quick note. Craig Bowl retired a couple years ago. He's out of coaching.
So we can cross him off.
He's 67
he might
years
want to
old.
come back.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I hear what he's saying. I mean, it's a good
coach.
thought.
Did a lot of good things.
No,
Wyoming.
he's got a good thought there. But why, if you're P.J. Fleck, why would you leave Minnesota to come to Arkansas in this meat grinder? I mean, you got a pretty good thing going there.
P.J. Fleck's not going to be the next coach.
No.
And Kleinman probably won't be either.
Well, Colin Klein's the OC.
No, he's talking about Chris Kleiman.
Kleinman's the head coach.
I thought he was talking about.
No, Klein at A&M's. He's the OC.
He's talking
down
about
there
the
now.
current
head coach.
Kansas State coach.
Yeah. Head coach, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how long he's going to last there.
They weren't they in the preseason top 25, and they're they're not now.
Yeah, they're 3-4 this year. They're struggling, but the last 3 years they won 9, and 10 games. So
well, if you're below 500 though in that league, it's hard to believe you'd be anywhere close to 500 in the Big Ten or the SEC.
exactly
I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Who can come here and has the cachet to put together the organization that's going to win? That's what they've done at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They put the organization together in a way that wins every day for you, the customer. Whether it's a re-roof that you need, a remodel that you need, they're going to get it done on budget and on time, and they're going to communicate with you in a way that is right there where you know what's going on throughout the entire process. They use the best materials, and they have the best certified crews, experts to do difficult jobs. There's no job that's too difficult, and there's no job that's too small at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They are powered by Teamwork, and teamworkbuilt.com is the website to go get it checked out today if you want to get a quote or whatever it is. If you just want to look at the work they've done, teamworkbuilt.com. Built on quality, yes, powered by Teamwork.
You can tell I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
tell you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, we love talking about our friends at Chevy of Fayetteville. We got the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. I mean, we got it going on. They've got it going on. And right now, if you are in the market for a truck, you can have it going on. Up to $13,000 off the new Silverados. And I'm just going to tell you, they are terrific. I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are great. The stuff that's on the interior, the way the truck looks, the way it drives, everything you could want, the way it sounds. The fact that you just feel good.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
when you're
we
driving
can
down
tell
the road.
you feel good about it.
Yeah, I like to rev it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But right now,
Stereo
seriously,
system.
They treat you well there. You're going to save money. But it's after the sale. It's the way they treat you all the time. Well, I've not bought a vehicle anywhere else for 25 years, and I wouldn't think about it. And they can be your partners too. So Chevy of Fayetteville, let's drive.
Inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. We'll go to the Situation Room before we get out of here again today. Juwan's in Fayetteville. Juwan, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I just want to call in, Chuck. I was down in Clarksville about a week ago. I stopped by the Diamond Diner.
Yeah,
and
man.
they had some of the best burgers and shakes I've had. So shout out to those ladies. It was great service down there.
I know right where you're talking about. I think they call it a 3D cheeseburger back in the day.
That sounds great.
It's making my stomach growl.
Oh, it's good, boys. I'm not going to lie to you.
I haven't had a burger with a shake in a minute. That sounds great.
It does.
It was amazing. I had the bacon cheeseburger with the butterscotch shake. My nephew was down there playing for Farmington.
Stop it.
That's big league.
Stop it.
Yes. But on the coaching search, man, I'm really interested to see if maybe we could swing Alex Golish. And the guy recruits down here in Arkansas. He's recruited a couple kids like Chaz Nimrod. He was recruiting C.J. Brown before he chose Arkansas. I've just been watching what he's been doing, even with the quarterback position, with the opponents that they've played. They have a guy down there named Byron Brown. He's playing pretty efficient. He doesn't turn the football over. They look like a well-coached team on both sides of the ball. And even in the transfer portal, he was able to go and get some SEC talent to really improve that Southern Florida team. So I'm definitely interested to see if he even comes up on our radar. I've seen him for a few other jobs, but I haven't seen him mentioned in the Arkansas search. That's just definitely a guy I would love to see getting some spin for us.
Right.
But I feel like in the end, we're going to end up with Coach Petrino just because there's so many jobs opening up now that are valued higher than the Arkansas job. What do you fellas think?
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
I think with Golish, that's one of the things. I mean, he's a hot commodity. He's going to be a hot name. There are going to be a lot of people after him. It's not so much about where do we rate Alex Golish, it's where does Alex Golish rate Arkansas. Because he's going to have, I suspect, if he wants to stay, he'll get a raise. If he wants to go somewhere else, he'll get another raise. So I think with someone like that, you've got to make sure you're as interesting to him as he is to you.
Juwan, thanks for the call. Good call. Dylan's in Alma.
Atkins. Home of the Red Devils.
Hey, Dylan,
Hey,
go
how's
ahead.
it going?
Hey, man.
You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, what do y'all think about Jed Fish? I was just wondering what y'all thought about that.
Not much. Haven't really considered him. What do you think of him?
I think he's pretty good. I know that when he was coaching under Harbaugh at Michigan, he thought a lot of him, and I know that our defense would probably be better with him.
Well, his name was thrown out forever before he finally got a job. What's Arizona? Is he at Arizona?
So he's at Washington. He's
Okay.
in year 2 at Washington.
Okay.
He was at Arizona prior, and he kind of took that program from the dumpster. Literally, they won one game his first year there. They won 10 games his last year there. Got the Washington job. Went 6-7 last year, off to a 5-1 start there this year. He's kind of been all over the place. He, Big Ten, NFL.
Yeah.
He spent some times with the Rams, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Broncos. He's kind of been all over the country.
Well, what do you think in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room?
I think he's a good coach. You know, he went to, ironically, he went to Florida. And got his real start in his coaching career as a GA at Florida. Might be more of a name to watch there if they move on from Billy Napier potentially. But he's proven to be a good coach. Doesn't have a ton of experience in coaching in the South, especially in college football. That might be
you
one.
better get the fit right.
Yeah,
I mean, you better get the fit
right.
And I'm not saying that, you know, you got a home cook and everything's got to be about Arkansas and he's got to have Razorback ties. I'm not saying that, but people, if we've ever been at a point in our program right now where we need to fence the state in, I don't mean talking about keeping recruits. I'm talking about keeping us all together. I mean, we need somebody that can tie this thing back together and make us whole again, or we're going to keep going through what we're going through right now. And sometimes going 2,000 miles to find a coach is not the answer.
So when you start with Petrino, to me, here's how I'm looking at it, Chuck, and you tell me how you feel, but to me, you're starting with Petrino.
I think that's where it has to start.
And then you go, all right, well, who would do a better job here than him? And then, to me, that changes the list a little bit.
Doesn't mean has he done a good job where he is. It doesn't mean that. It means who can do the best job for us here, and all the things that we need to bring together for our football program to be good again, or be where we want it to be. It's not just about the coaching, and it's not just about what you've done at a place where nothing was expected of you. There's going to be a lot expected of you here. There's going to be pressure every single day, and it's different. I'm sorry, but it's different than doing it at these smaller schools. It just is, and you better have somebody that has some experience in that regard, because if not, it can eat you alive.
What to Watch is brought to you by Macadoodles. We're going to tell you what's on TV in a second. Macadoodles. Wine Down Wednesday was yesterday, 15% off every bottle of wine in the store. Great assortment, great selection. Customer service is why people go to Macadoodles, along with knowing you're probably going to find what you're looking for because they most likely have it. They've got a great allocated section. You never know what they're going to put out there. Hard to find bourbons are found there. But they have everything, and they'll walk you through the store, show you where everything is, and help you with a special recipe if you're looking to make something for a watch party or an upcoming holiday. I mean, there's just no better place to shop than Macadoodles, just north of the state line, north of Bella Vista, and at Guess Who in Bentonville. Bart, what are we watching?
Well, we've got the NFL game tonight, the Thursday night NFL game. It is what they're calling the Icy Hot Bowl, between Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's good.
And Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals.
That is clever.
We were talking about it yesterday, Bart. Potentially the oldest matchup between quarterbacks ever. It's the second oldest matchup.
Second time that two quarterbacks age 40 or older have met. The other time, Tom Brady and Drew Brees. They met like 3 times in Brees' final season. So that's what's going on tonight.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
then you look
icy hot.
Then you look forward to the
combined 80-year-old quarterback.
Yeah, 82.
82. Yeah. Then looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, the Aggies and the Hogs at 2:30 on ESPN on Saturday. Other games to note: 10th ranked LSU, number 17 Vandy. That's 11 a.m. on ABC. 12th ranked Georgia Tech is at Duke on ESPN at 11.
Another big game.
You've got Ole Miss and Georgia, top 10 matchup in Athens at 2:30 on ABC.
We can watch that during potential rain delays.
That's right.
Lightning delays.
Tennessee and Alabama, 6:30 on ABC. And then the Holy War, Utah and BYU. That's actually what they call it.
Yeah.
That's actually what they call it, the Holy War. Utah and BYU, 7 o'clock on
Who you had in
Fox.
that? You were big on Utah early in the year.
Yeah, I'm Utah. Utah's a 4-point favorite, Utah.
You got your locks figured out for tomorrow yet?
I have.
We can't do them now. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, I have a list here.
Look at that. He's got
Do you narrow it
7 or 8.
down? Do you pair some away?
I have 6 games here that I really like. So
wow.
we're gonna
bonus locks tomorrow.
We're gonna have to do some work to narrow it down to 3.
All right,
Did you see Bart come to life?
Yeah.
Did you see him come to life?
Yes. Pep in his step.
Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, there's nothing like a perfect steak. So tender, juicy, and packed with flavor. And now, thanks to Plainview Beef, it's clean with no hidden chemicals. Plainview Beef feeds their cattle with wheatgrass sprouts, and their beef is loaded with nutrients your body needs. I'm telling you, you gotta try it. PlainviewBeef.com. Order direct to your house. Check out their menu, which includes 6 8-ounce fillets for just $99. Again, it's PlainviewBeef.com. Use the promo code Chuck and Bo and get a free 12-pack of beef sticks. PlainviewBeef.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hog Trough Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hog Trough, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
So I spent yesterday. You don't mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
everybody wants to win. When you, as a fan or a person or whoever, make everything about winning, you're saying that only winning is acceptable. And I guarantee you, you don't win every single day.
The Chuck and Bo
And
Show.
sometimes you shoot 90. You know, and you got to be
Sometimes
happy
you
with
push.
it. Yeah, sometimes you do.
I've had people suggest it was orchestrated just to keep the promotion going.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Clay actually sent a text, by the way, said he ran into a guy at Lowe's. That's where Clay runs into people. And he asked if Bart is really a person.
Wow.
He thinks we made him up, like Tommy Bahama.
He's a media creation.
I sent him the video. Now he believes.
Yeah.
That's what Clay weighed in with today.
I've never been accused of not being
Well,
real.
I mean, you're such a character, Bart, that it is it
seemed
defies
unbelievable.
Humanity.
It seemed unbelievable to people.
Chuck was with Bobby Petrino at the Catfish Hole last night. Here's a clip from that.
Playing faster now and practicing faster now than they have. And they look faster this week than they did last week. And some of that is getting used to the calls and used to what we want and the speed of coming downhill. And the thing that's good about it all is when you watched the game the other night and Guy made a play, there were people there celebrating with them and people with big smiles on their face and had a lot of energy and excitement, not just for themselves, but for their teammate. And that's contagious. And when you start doing that, then everybody likes to play hard. Everybody likes to get their plays in and see themselves be successful, and that's I think what we're going to find out is we're going to keep getting better and better doing that.
There you go.
Just for the record, I was the one that went, mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got the little broadcast.
Yeah.
Have you had the chuckle yet with him?
I don't recall. I'm sure it's coming. I saved that for basketball. That's more of a basketball.
Well, that's all you get to say with Cal if he's there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you just
what do you think, Coach?
Just 30 minutes taken care of. Right there. Hey, I want to tell you about WT Equipment, family-owned, locally operated dealership with 8 locations all over Arkansas. Farming, managing a job site, whatever it is, they can take care of you with the trusted brands you need. New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and the legendary Bobcats. Great selection of Bobcats. Experts to help you with whatever you got to get done. WTEquip.com. Get to work. We'll try again tomorrow, Chuck. Have a great Thursday.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision